Good morning, Marijke.
Good morning. I don't have interpretation, so I could not follow what was said. But I
Yeah,
suppose it's to me now to speak. Is it correct?
yeah. You are in the room, please. Uh,
Okay, sorry, because I could not follow
welcome
what was
and
said.
thank you for your time.
Okay. Can you share with me the presentation? The website?
Share.
Yeah, if you can share, that would be great. Is that possible?
You need to share. There is a
Ah,
green
okay.
share.
Wait. Okay, then I will try, but I'm not sure.
Share.
You
It's
cannot.
a green bottom.
Yeah, but
Mm.
yeah, wait. But then I have to. Yeah, 1 second. Sorry, I have to prepare on this side. Um, okay. Let me see. 1 second. Because I have several screens here. Wait, this is not working. 1 second.
So should be roll from our screen.
Yeah, that would be best. It would be easier for me because now I'm here with my several screens and I don't manage. I'm sorry for that. If you can do it, it would be great. Um, right, let me try.
We need to try again. There is a bottom red bottom share.
Yeah, 1 second. I need to organize on my side as well. Share. Let me try it now. Uh, no, it's there. I just put share, but I don't see anything happening here. Share.
Just we can start without sharing the presentation.
Oh,
is you.
that's not really good because I have several graphs there.
Yeah, just because we need the.
Okay. 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 Let me see then how it's this
Share.
one. Yeah, no, I'm there, but screen one.
There is a red.
Yeah. Wait. There.
Oh, it's
Can
going.
you see it? Now you see it or not?
Yeah, it's going. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
okay. It's perfect.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
then, okay. So good morning, ladies and wait. I will put the screen. Can you see it fully now or not?
Yeah,
Probably
it's
not.
not fully yet. You have to do it full.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now
it's
it's
perfect.
now.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure here to address you at the Food Business Conference in Moldova. Today, I will take the opportunity to share with you some insights into how the EU, through its common agriculture policy, is actively supporting the food sector across Europe. So I will delve into one important tool for the fruit and vegetable sector, namely the operational programs. These highlight the crucial role of producer organizations play in securing securing EU support. I will also shed some light, and I'm happy that the presentation is working on the various usages of the EU funding, providing you with information on how that could probably hopefully be beneficial for you in your preparation for the food sector to access the EU. And I will conclude with a few words on the future of the common agriculture policy. Let's see. No, I can. You can see it. It's moving. The screen as well. You see the next slides? Yeah. Okay. So first, a few words on the common agriculture policy. So the so-called common agriculture policy was indeed the first common policy in Europe. it was laid the foundation for the common approach of agriculture management through the so-called common market organization. And the objective was to manage production and trade of agriculture products. The objective of this common market organization was to stabilize markets, ensure a fair standard of living for agriculture farmers, producers, and of course to have a reliable supply of good quality foods. But in the time it has been evaluated from price support and production quotas, we moved to address more challenges such as market orientation, environmental sustainability, market transparency, and global trade dynamics. And also maybe I don't know if you have followed. There were a lot of farm protests. Last year I think, and there also increased. Made us put in rules on increasing the bargaining power of farmers, and also a directive on unfair trading practices. I will not talk in. Wait, so it's already the next slide. Sorry for this. I will not talk in detail about this common market organization. There are many tools and measures available now, but I would like to focus on what I mentioned, the operational programs, which are based on CAP strategic plans. EU member states have to, each of them has to make their own plans on how to set up their own policy based on an EU framework. In this operational program, it have to be designed by producer organizations. What are these? These are groups of farmers of agriculture produce who collaborate and manage together to market their production based on criteria that have been established in the new regulation. So they should be recognized. And that is very key, because otherwise they cannot set up the programs and they cannot receive support. Because that is a big difference between what I just mentioned, the CAP strategic plans. They have to set up based on a needs assessment, objectives and interventions to be able to provide support to beneficiaries. For many interventions or measures, these are going to individuals, but for the food and vegetable sector, the only possible beneficiary of these interventions, of these measures, member state that you can follow as a farmer, you can carry out, are the producer organizations. So they are really key in this work. So these producer organizations, they have to set up a plan, and they have to at least address two key objectives out of the list I mentioned: boosting competitiveness, enhancing product quality, managing crisis. It's up to them, but they have to be addressed. And it has to be based, of course, on the interventions which are put by the member states in the plan. It also shows, and in a minute, I will show you a graph where you can see that it leads to the situation where there's big differences between producer organizations and member states in the extent to which certain objectives are reached. But how does it get financed, the operational programs? Well, there is an operational funds. This is established by the producer organization, so the groups of producers join together. Members have to contribute to this fund, but also the EU is co-financing. And this is very interesting because generally about 50%, there's exceptions, sometimes even more, is co-financing the interventions. So, but there's a limit, 4.1% of the marketed production value. So this means that the bigger the producer organizations, the more budget is available to carry out the operational program. And here is what I refer to. I would like to show you some data. Total budget in 2022 was about €2 billion. You can see that the biggest share of about 50% of the budget is going to objectives, improvement of quality, product quality, and the planning of production. These are the objectives, but then of course, how do you reach the objectives? So then there are certain interventions or measures in place, and there we can see that by far the largest measure that is in place to reach the objectives are investments. But again, this is up to the member states to define which interventions are available for producer organizations to choose as action. Here you can see the organizational rate, just to have an impression. In the total EU marketed production is the highest line, and the lowest line shows the value of production of marketed via producer organizations. So you can see that in the EU, about half of the production is marketed via producer organizations. However, and it is important to mention, there's incredible differences between member states, with Belgium on the top, and then let's to see in the program that Belgium will intervene with one of the producer organizations will intervene. But the best student with 92% organization rates, and then Slovenia and several the new member states with a very low rates. So this shows that it means that the countries who are on the right side of this graph do not have access, actually, or hardly any access to EU support. Which, of course, brings me to my key message that it's important for you also to reflect on this. I understand that at this moment, and there are certainly a lot of good reasons for this, the organization rates in the food sector is not so high yet. There is still a lot of time for accession. But it's important to already reflect on this, to be able to have access once you are there in the EU, to be fully able to make advantage of the financing that is available. I'm very aware that at this moment you don't have the access yet, but once, and this brings me to the next slide on the ongoing developments. Their discussion now, the Commission proposed in July a new multi-annual financial framework with many elements in. First of all, of course, there's the common agriculture policy, which is still in. There's not a lot of, all the tools will remain available. Of course, there are small changes here and there, but the basic part remains. It will now be under another chapter, national regional partnership plans, but the core remains. And then, and this is really key for you as well, there's a new pillar, the Global Europe initiatives, and this includes free accession support. And there, the budget has really been increased in our proposal. Of course, everything is on the table now. It's in a discussion by the Council and Parliament. But once this has been approved, this means that also you, as Moldova, you will get access to free accession support. If everything goes fine, it should be in 2028 when the objective is that the new multi-annual framework, new budget for the EU is applicable. So it brings me to the conclusions. As mentioned, Moldova will be access in a few years, and we know, of course, that it's very difficult at this moment without financing to already make important steps. But I really would like to encourage you to already reflect on this, because it's really going to be key for you as a sector to take advantage of this. And there's not, of course, only the current situation already. If you group yourself, it will make you stronger and to have a bigger say. And this is really a key priority also in the EU at the moment. That's why I'm stressing it. And our policy goes more and more in this direction to strengthen the role of these producer organizations. And of course, we are aware of the challenges that Moldova is facing. Our commissioner, actually, he went in September. He came to Moldova, he visited several of your farms, and because he wanted to see with his own eyes the challenges that you are facing. And I think he was very impressed to see all the efforts that you are doing, and really the willingness to see that there really the willingness to move forward, come to this accession. So really hope it also this part you will the step you will take. This is about the producer organizations. Of course, there's also, and it was also observed, that there are still many things to be complied with to access the EU. And one of the things, of course, the compliance with EU standards, which is well on the way. But I'd like to emphasize is also before accession already, it's very important for you to make this move already as much as possible, because it gives you opportunities to access high quality and stable markets. And especially now, also after the new trade agreements in this summer, where you get additional preferential market access for food and vegetable products, there's even more space. And I hope it's a good stimulus to to further move towards the EU standards. So thanks a lot. This was what I wanted to share with you at this moment. Happy, of course, to take any questions or comments. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Van Schagen. Here in the room are representative of different partners and representative of Ministry of Agriculture and government agencies. So thank you very much.